Hi, I'm Julio.
And I'm the AI that will make this story even more unpredictable.
Here's how it works. I write the first 4 chapters full of mystery, clues, and twists.
And then I step in to write the final chapter.
But here's the challenge. Can you guess the ending the AI will create before it's revealed?
I doubt you can. My endings always have a hidden surprise.
So, join us. Hit the like button if you enjoy the idea and share in the comments how you think this story should end. Will your theory beat the AI's twist?
My breath fogs the floor-to-ceiling window as I stare at the endless stretch of snow-covered pines. The mountains of Colorado loom like silent judges, unmoved by my decision to spend 3 weeks' salary on this transformative retreat. The Purity Summit, they call it, digital detoxification in a glass-and-timber cathedral. I shouldn't be this anxious on day one. That's why I'm here, to fix this perpetual tightness in my chest, this constant feeling that I'm missing something critical in the data of my life. 5 minutes until your first session, Mr. Parker. The staff member's voice is too perfect, too practiced. Everything here is curated, even the smiles. The meditation hall smells of cedar and expensive candles. 20 people sit in the circle on gray cushions, eyes already closed in practiced serenity. I recognize tech executives, a former child actress, and what I'm pretty sure is a disgraced politician's wife, all seeking the same thing, clarity, or at least the appearance of it. I sink onto my assigned cushion and close my eyes, as our guide speaks in gentle tones about releasing expectations and embracing the present moment. The fireplace crackles, the only sound besides her voice. But my mind won't quiet. It keeps calculating probabilities, running scenarios, looking for patterns, old habits. When I open my eyes, everyone else remains in perfect meditation posture. I scan the room, feeling like the only one failing at this simple task of doing nothing. That's when I notice the door is ajar. Through the crack, I see 2 staff members in the hallway, their white uniforms stark against the dark wood paneling. They're arguing in hushed, urgent tones. "You said it would be ready," the taller one whispers, his back to me. It is. The woman slips something from her pocket. Metal catches the light. An ornate key, antique-looking with an elaborate bow. She passes it to him with practiced discretion. He's in room 7. The key is the trigger. The man takes the key, nodding. As he turns to leave, his eyes meet mine through the gap in the door. 1 second of frozen recognition. I can't look away. He doesn't either. Then, deliberately, he reaches for the handle and pulls the door shut with a soft click. The meditation instructor's voice drones on about inner peace, but my pulse thunders in my ears. Room 7. The key is the trigger. Accidental discovery. I glance around the circle. No one else seems disturbed. Did no one else see? Or am I not supposed to have seen? 20 minutes later, as we file out of the session, I check my room key card. Room 12. Down the corridor, I spot the male staff member entering the East Wing, where guest rooms 1 through 10 are located. My feet move before I decide to follow. I shadow the staff member at a distance, ducking behind a massive potted pine when he glances back. My data analyst instincts kick in. Observe patterns, document anomalies, find correlations. He makes a call, speaking too softly to hear, before disappearing around a corner. When I reach the junction, he's gone. The East Wing stretches before me, all identical wooden doors with minimalist room numbers. Room 7 sits halfway down, indistinguishable from the others. I approach cautiously, heart hammering against my ribs. No sound comes from inside. I raise my hand to knock, then freeze. What exactly am I doing? Confronting a stranger based on a half-heard conversation? As I hesitate, the door to room 9 opens. A woman emerges. Mid-50s, expensive casual wear, tired eyes. Dr. Eleanor Voss, according to her name tag. Staff, not guest. Are you lost? Her smile seems genuine, but something in her eyes calculates. Just exploring. My voice sounds foreign to my own ears. The solarium is that way. She points back the way I came. Beautiful mountain view. I nod and retreat, feeling her eyes on my back.
When I glance over my shoulder, she's tapping something into her phone. Back in my room, I pull out the resort brochure, the only paper allowed after surrendering our devices. Dr. Eleanor Voss is listed as the retreat's head psychologist, pioneering work in cognitive restructuring and rapid therapeutic breakthroughs. Her credentials seem impeccable. During dinner, I scanned the communal table for room 7's occupant. The retreat director had mentioned we were at capacity, 20 guests, each assigned a specific healing journey. I count 19, including myself. Someone is missing. First time at Purity? The woman beside me has the polished look of old money. Diana Mercer, she introduces herself. Investment banking, burnout. That obvious? I force a smile. We all have that same bewildered look at first. She leans closer. By week 3, you'll either be a convert or counting the minutes to escape. There's no in between. How many times have you been here? This is my 4th retreat. Something flickers behind her smile. They keep refining the process. I ask about the other guests, casually working toward the absent participant. Oh, that must be Mitchell Cohen, she says. He's on a private program. Some people pay extra for isolation. After dinner, I circle back to the East Wing, drawn by an instinct I can't explain. The corridor is empty, silent. I pause outside room 7, listening. Nothing. A staff member appears at the far end of the hall. I quickly pretend to search my pockets, as if I've lost my key. He watches me, then turns away. The moment he's gone, I notice something. A thin line of red light beneath room 7, unlike the warm yellow glow from other occupied rooms. That night, sleep eludes me. At 2:17 a.m., I hear footsteps in the corridor. I crack my door open to see 3 staff members outside room 7. Dr. Voss, the man from earlier, and the retreat director himself.
They speak in urgent whispers before the director uses an electronic master key to enter. 10 minutes later, they emerge, the director carrying a laptop. Strictly prohibited for guests. I close my door silently, mind racing. Morning brings a mandatory nature immersion hike. As we trudge through snow, Diana falls into step beside me. "You seem distracted," she observes. "Just adjusting." I hesitate, then risk a question. "Have you ever met Mitchell Cohen, room 7? Her expression shifts subtly. "Mitchell? No, I don't think." She stumbles suddenly, clutching my arm. When she straightens, her demeanor has completely changed. "Don't ask about room 7, she whispers, her fingers digging into my sleeve. "Especially not about Mitchell." Before I can respond, our guide calls for attention, pointing out a bald eagle soaring overhead. When I turn back to Diana, she's already moving away, rejoining the main group. That afternoon, I find a folded note slipped under my door. Storage closet B, basement level, 11 p.m. Use service elevator. Bring nothing. At dinner, Diana acts as if our conversation never happened. Dr. Voss makes a rare appearance in the dining hall, watching guests with clinical interest. When her gaze meets mine, I feel dissected. At 10:55 p.m., I take the service elevator to the basement. The corridor is dimly lit, industrial concrete replacing the rustic luxury above. I find storage closet B and hesitate, hand on the knob. Every instinct tells me to return to my room, to forget what I've seen and heard. I turn the handle.
Diana stands inside, face pale in the harsh fluorescent light. Behind her, a wall covered in photographs, names, dates, all connected by red string. And at the center, a picture of me, taken before I ever arrived at Purity Summit. "You shouldn't be here," she says. "None of us should." From the corridor comes the sound of the service elevator activating. "Hide," Diana hisses, shoving me behind a metal storage rack as the elevator hums closer.
I crouch among cleaning supplies, pulse throbbing in my temples. The elevator doors slide open. Footsteps approach, measured, unhurried. A flashlight beam sweeps the corridor. "Security check," a male voice, unfamiliar. The beam pauses at the closet door, which Diana left slightly ajar. My lungs burn as I hold my breath. After an eternity, the footsteps retreat. The elevator doors close. Diana exhales. We have 7 minutes before the next round. I emerge, staring at the wall of evidence. What is this? My research. Her fingers trace connections between photos. 4 years of Purity Summit retreats. 20 guests per month. Always one in room 7 who nobody sees. She taps my photo. Until now, it's never been someone like you. Someone like me. Unknown, unremarkable. No money, no influence, no connections. She checks her watch nervously. The others in room 7 were all high profile. CEOs, politicians, one federal judge. My mind races to process this. Mitchell Cohen? Doesn't exist. At least not the one supposedly here now. She points to newspaper clippings. Mitchell Cohen was a tech entrepreneur who came to Purity 3 years ago. Left early. His company announced his resignation a week later, citing personal reasons. He vanished. I scanned the wall, spotting familiar faces. These people were all guests? Before they changed. Some disappeared entirely, like Mitchell. Others returned to their lives. Different. She touches a photo of a smiling woman. Eliza Winters. Environmental activist, fought against mining companies. Came here after a breakdown. Returned as the face of a greenwashing campaign for the same corporation she had opposed. The ornate key from the meditation hall flashes in my memory. The key is the trigger, I murmur. Diana's head snaps up. What key? As I describe what I witnessed, her expression darkens. We need to see room 7. How? Security. She pulls out a master key card, swiped it from maintenance. Won't work for rooms, but it opens service areas. She checks her watch again. 5 minutes until next security round. We take the stairs instead of the elevator, emerging cautiously into the east wing. The corridor is empty, silent except for the howl of wind against the windows. Outside, snow falls heavily, erasing any possibility of escape. At room 7, we press our ears to the door. Nothing. They take him somewhere else during the day, Diana whispers. I've tracked the pattern. Returns after midnight. I try the handle. Locked, of course. Diana produces a small device, attaching it to the electronic lock. What are you, exactly? I whisper. Former cybersecurity specialist. The lock flashes green. Before my first retreat fixed me. The door opens to darkness. Diana steps in first, switching on a penlight. The room appears untouched. Bed made, no personal items visible. Someone's definitely staying here, she says, touching the slightly damp towel in the bathroom, recently used. I check the closet. Empty, except for resort-provided robes. No luggage, no clothes. As if the occupant never unpacked, or never intended to stay. Diana, I call softly, pointing to the nightstand. A water glass with condensation still beating its surface. Beside it, a prescription bottle, label torn off. She examines it cautiously. 3 pills left, no markings. I'm about to suggest we leave when I notice something. A seam in the wall panel behind the bed, almost invisible.
Pressing gently, the panel slides, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside, a laptop, a satellite phone, and a folder labeled Cognitive Restructuring Protocol, Subject 86. Clipped to the folder, a photograph of me, taken as I arrived at the retreat. Beneath it, in precise handwriting, Final Candidate. Proximity effect already observed in subjects 83-85. Projected success rate 94%. Diana's face drains of color as she flips through the folder. These are brain scans, psychological profiles. She looks up.
Your brain scans from before you arrived. Ice flows through my veins. How is that possible? I never. Your employer's health insurance. Her voice is hollow. Annual executive wellness screening. Did you take that? 3 months ago. Standard procedure for my promotion to senior analyst. The headset they'd placed on me, supposedly measuring stress levels. A soft beep from Diana's watch interrupts my spiraling thoughts. Security. 1 minute. We return everything exactly as we found it, sliding the panel closed. As we slip out, a sound freezes us in place, the service elevator activating at the end of the hall. This way. Diana pulls me toward the emergency stairs. We're halfway down the corridor when the stairwell door opens. Dr. Voss emerges, stopping abruptly when she sees us. Behind her, the elevator arrives simultaneously. We're trapped between them. Dr. Voss recovers first, her professional smile sliding into place. Mr. Parker, Ms. Mercer, it's quite late for a stroll. From the elevator steps, the retreat director and the staff member from the meditation hall, now dressed in what looks like medical scrubs. Between them, they support a man, disheveled, disoriented, his gaze vacant. I recognize him from the photos. Mitchell Cohen, the real one. Ah, Dr. Voss says, noticing my recognition. I see we have a situation. The retreat director sighs. This is disappointing, Diana. After all our progress with you. He turns to me, expression softening to concern. And Kyle, we had such hopes for your program. Diana grabs my arm. Run! We bolt for the stairwell, but security personnel appear at both ends of the corridor, professional, efficient, closing in with practiced coordination. Diana pushes something into my hand, small, metal, the ornate key. Find room 7, she whispers. Not here, the real one. Before I can respond, they're on us. I feel a sharp sting in my neck. The last thing I see is Diana being led away. Her expression not of fear, but of strange, resigned satisfaction. Darkness claims me as someone murmurs, prep him for reconditioning, full protocol. I wake to softness and silence, my room. Morning light streams through the windows, catching dust motes in golden suspension. For one blissful moment, I remember nothing. Then it all crashes back. Diana, room 7, Mitchell Cohen, the key. The key! I frantically pat my pockets. Empty. My door opens without a knock. Dr. Voss enters, followed by a nurse pushing a medication cart. Good morning, Kyle. Her voice is warm, concerned. How are we feeling today? Where's Diana? My mouth feels stuffed with cotton. Dr. Voss exchanges a glance with the nurse. Diana left the retreat last night. Family emergency. She sits at the edge of my bed. Kyle, I'm concerned about your episode. Episode? You were found wandering the East Wing at 3 a.m., highly agitated, making accusations about other guests. She speaks gently, as to a child. Paranoid delusions are not uncommon during detoxification. I try to sit up, but my limbs feel heavy. That's not what happened. Mitchell Cohen. Dr. Voss checked out this morning. Business called him away. She pats my hand. Kyle, you've been under tremendous stress. Your company's data breach, the pressure to find the security flaw. It's understandable that your mind is creating conspiracies. My company had no data breach. I never mentioned my job to anyone here. Ice slides down my spine. The nurse approaches with a paper cup containing 2 pills. Just to help with the anxiety. I'm not taking those. Dr. Voss sighs. I was hoping for voluntary compliance. She nods to the nurse, who produces a syringe. This is for your own good, Kyle. I lunge for the door, but my reflexes are sluggish. The nurse catches my arm with practiced efficiency. Wait! I gasp as the needle approaches. The key. What does it open? Dr. Voss's expression flickers. What key? The ornate key, the trigger. Her hand signals the nurse to pause. Tell me about this key. I describe it in detail, the antique design, the elaborate bow, the tarnished metal. With each detail, Dr. Voss's clinical mask slips further. Where did you see this? Her voice has lost its therapeutic softness. You know where. I hold her gaze. Diana found it. That's why she was really here, wasn't it? To find what happened to the others. Dr. Voss dismisses the nurse with a sharp gesture. When the door closes, she leans close. Diana Mercer is not who you think she is. Her voice drops. She's not an investment banker. She's federal investigation. My mind reels. FBI? Worse. Office of Intelligence and Analysis. She checks her watch. We have 3 minutes before they expect me to report your sedation. Why are you telling me this? Because Diana's right about some things, wrong about others. This isn't about mind control or brainwashing. She pulls out her phone, shows me an email. This came an hour ago from my real employer. Contingency protocol activated. All evidence to be destroyed. All personnel to initiate departure sequence. The email signature, Department of Defense Advanced Research Projects. You're military? Nothing makes sense anymore. The research is military funded. Purity Summit is a cover. She puts the phone away. The retreat doesn't change people, Kyle. It identifies them. Identifies what? Proximity receivers. She says it like I should understand. People whose neural patterns can be influenced by proximity to others. Diana called it the proximity effect. One person in room 7, surrounded by 20 candidates. Every month, we test whether any can receive and integrate the cognitive patterns of the room 7 subject. I think of Mitchell's vacant expression. You're copying one person's mind into another? Not copying, influencing. Subtle shifts in decision-making, emotional responses, priorities. Her eyes gleam with scientific passion. Imagine the applications. Placing receivers near terrorist cells, dissidents, enemy leaders. Gradual, untraceable influence. And I'm a receiver? The strongest we've ever measured. Your neuroplasticity is off the charts. The room seems to tilt. The others, the ones who disappeared or changed, successful receivers, extracted for further study or deployed as field tests. My throat constricts. And Diana? Former NSA, started investigating when her sister disappeared after a retreat. Dr. Voss checks her watch again. She's been getting close for years. We've used her as our unwitting test case. How much can we let her discover without exposing the full program? Why tell me all this? Because it's over. Something like regret crosses her face. The breach is too significant. They're shutting us down, eliminating evidence. The implications hit me. Eliminating the guests? She doesn't deny it. The evacuation announcement will come any minute. Weather emergency, structural damage from the blizzard. Transport vehicles will take guests to a secure location. For disposal. She winces at the word but doesn't contradict me. I'm a scientist, not a murderer. This wasn't the agreement. From her pocket, she withdraws something. The ornate key. Diana had this when they took her. It doesn't belong to our program. I take it, feeling its weight. What does it open? I don't know.
But Diana was willing to risk everything for it. She moves to the door. The East Wing has a service tunnel, maintenance access. Code 5529. It leads to the staff parking area. Why help me? Scientific conscience. Or maybe guilt. A bitter smile. Or maybe I've been in proximity to Diana too long myself. She opens the door. Make it count, Kyle. After she leaves, I examine the key. Something about it seems familiar, beyond our encounter in the meditation hall. The pattern on the bow, an intricate geometric design, triggers a memory from my data visualization work.
It's not just decorative, it's a data matrix. The resort-wide PA system crackles to life. Attention all guests. Due to structural concerns from the blizzard, we are initiating emergency evacuation procedures. Please gather essential items and report to the main lobby immediately. I pocket the key and move quickly. The corridors are already filling with confused guests being herded by staff. Against the flow, I slip toward the East Wing. The service tunnel is where Dr. Voss described, the keypad accepting her code. The tunnel is narrow, cold, concrete, a stark contrast to the retreat's luxury. I follow it to its end, emerging into a parking garage carved into the mountainside. Staff vehicles line the walls. At the far end, a black SUV with government plates. Beside it stands Diana, hands zip-tied, guarded by two men in tactical gear. I duck behind a concrete pillar, mind racing. I can't free her alone, but I need answers. The key burns in my pocket. What was Diana searching for all these years? What connection does it have to her sister's disappearance? I examined it again under the harsh garage lights. The data matrix pattern on the bow. I've seen similar encodings used for secure access, but this is older, more complex. A thunderous explosion rocks the garage. Alarms wail. The guards by Diana look up in confusion. Perimeter breach, a voice shouts through their radios. Unknown hostiles approaching from the north access road. The guards hustle Diana toward the SUV. As they pass near my pillar, gunfire erupts from the tunnel entrance. Not the military precision of government agents. This is chaotic, desperate. Diana's escorts abandon her to return fire. In the confusion, she rolls beneath a vehicle. I sprint from my hiding spot, sliding next to her. Her eyes widen in surprise. "The key," she gasps. "You have it?" I show her quickly before working on her restraints. "It's not just a key," she says as her hands come free. "It's proof. The whole program." Purity is just one node. Room 7 exists in facilities across the country. My sister. A bullet pings off the concrete beside us. We crawl deeper under the vehicle. "The key opens a secure server room," she continues urgently. "Department of Defense black site. All the data, all the subjects, every Room 7 in the program." "How do you know?" "My sister left it for me before they took her." Her eyes burn with intensity. "She built the database architecture for the entire project, created a back door, encoded the access location in that key." The firefight intensifies. Through the chaos, I spot Dr. Voss rushing toward an unmarked door at the far end of the garage, clutching a hard drive. "That's it," Diana breathes, "the real Room 7. As we watch, Dr. Voss unlocks the door with an electronic key card. Before she can enter, she's cut down by gunfire from an unseen shooter. The key card skitters across the floor. The door begins to swing closed. Diana and I lock eyes, the same realization hitting us both. The key in my hand isn't for that door. It's for what lies beyond it. "We have to reach it," she says. I nod, gripping the key tightly. Now or never. We burst from beneath the vehicle, sprinting through crossfire toward the closing door, toward answers, toward the real Room 7. A bullet grazes my shoulder. Diana stumbles. The door narrows to inches. We dive.
I wake to the soft hum of fluorescent lights and the antiseptic scent of a sterile room. My body feels heavy, as if it's been anchored to the bed. Panic surges through me, dragging me from the fog of unconsciousness. I blink, trying to piece together the fragments of memory. Diana, the key, the chaos in the garage, it all comes flooding back. I sit up abruptly, heart racing. A nurse stands at the foot of the bed, her expression a mask of practiced calm. "Just take it easy, Mr. Parker. You had a rough night." "Where's Diana?" The words tumble out of my mouth like a desperate plea. The nurse's eyes flicker with uncertainty. "You were alone when we found you. I can't disclose." "Alone?" I cut her off. "I was with her. What happened? Where is everyone?" She hesitates, glancing at the door as if expecting someone. "You experienced, an episode, yes, I know, but I need to know what's happening here." I swing my legs over the side of the bed, fighting against the weight of my limbs. Just then, the door swings open, and Dr. Voss steps in, her face taut with concern. "Kyle, you should stay in bed." "I won't. I need answers, now." I stand, shaky but resolute, and lock eyes with her. "Where's Diana?" "Diana left the retreat last night." Her voice is smooth, but I catch the slight tremor beneath it. "Left?" I echo incredulously. "She was taken. What are you hiding?" Dr. Voss takes a step closer, lowering her voice. "You need to calm down. I can explain everything, but you have to trust me." Trust. The word feels foreign, coated in layers of betrayal. "Why should I?" "Because," she says, her gaze piercing, "the truth is more complicated than you think. Purity Summit is not what it seems." "Then what is it?" I demand, the tightness in my chest returning. "An experiment," she admits, her eyes narrowing, "but not in the way you think. It's about identifying individuals with unique cognitive patterns, people like you." The air feels charged, heavy with implications. "What do you mean, like me?" "You've been chosen for a reason, Kyle," she continues, her voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "Your neural responses have shown extraordinary adaptability, ideal for our research." "Research? What research?" I feel the walls closing in, the sterile room suffocating. "Proximity receivers," she says, each word deliberate. "People whose neural patterns can be influenced by proximity to others. The subjects in room 7, Mitchell Cohen," I interrupt, recalling the name that had haunted my thoughts. "Yes," Dr. Voss nods, her demeanor shifting from calm to urgent. "He was one of our most interesting cases. But there's so much more at stake here. If we don't act quickly, the entire program could be compromised." "Compromised?" I echo, the implications twisting in my mind. "What does that mean?" "Everything is at risk," she says, her voice trembling slightly. "Diana was getting too close to the truth. If she discovers what we've been doing, it could expose us all." A sudden realization dawns on me. "You're saying she was a target?" Dr. Voss nods, her expression grave. "And so are you." Before I can respond, the door swings open again. A group of staff members enters, their faces set with grim determination. "Dr. Voss, we need to move. The situation has escalated." "What situation?" I demand, my pulse quickening. "Evacuation protocols are in effect," one of the staff members explains. "We're following the contingency plan." "Evacuation?" I feel the ground shift beneath me. "Why?" "Structural concerns from the blizzard," another says curtly. "We have to get you and the other guests to safety." "Safety?" I scoff. "Or are you just trying to cover your tracks?" Dr. Voss steps between me and the staff members. "Kyle, listen to me. We have to go, now." "This is bigger than you realize." I look at her, weighing her words against the chaos swirling in my mind. "What about Diana?" "She's gone. We can't risk any more exposure." The urgency in her voice stirs something deep within me. "But she was investigating. She knew something."
And that's why she's no longer here, a staff member says, a hint of impatience creeping into his tone. We need to move. I glance around the room, searching for a way out, a clue, anything. My eyes land on the ornate key resting on the bedside table, a remnant of the chaos that had unfolded in the parking garage. What does this open? I ask, grabbing it. Dr. Voss's expression shifts, concern replacing her earlier facade. That's not for you to handle, it's mine now, I cut her off, feeling the weight of its significance. I'm not going anywhere until I find out what it leads to. The staff members exchange glances, their patience wearing thin. We don't have time for this, Parker, one warns. I'll find out on my own if I have to. I step back, clutching the key tightly. Suddenly, a loud alarm blares through the facility, piercing the tense atmosphere. Code red, all personnel to evacuation points, a voice crackles over the intercom. Dr. Voss's eyes widen. They're initiating lockdown procedures. We have to go, now. I hesitate for a moment, torn between the pull of the unknown and the urgency of escape. But the thought of losing Diana, of the truth slipping away, spurs me into action. Lead the way. We rush through the facility, following the staff members as they navigate the labyrinthine corridors. My heart races as I clutch the key, feeling its weight like a promise of answers. We arrive at a secure exit where a group of guests gathers, confusion etched on their faces. Dr. Voss turns to me, urgency palpable. Get to the vehicles, I'll handle the rest. Wait, I call, feeling the pull of the key. What about the real room 7? Leave it, she insists, glancing over her shoulder. It's not safe. No, I can't. I shake my head, determination flooding my veins. I need to know. Then you're risking everything. Her voice is low, but I can hear the desperation behind it. I know. I meet her gaze, feeling the weight of the decision. But I owe it to Diana. As the staff urges guests into the vehicles, I slip away from the crowd, retracing my steps toward the East Wing. I can't shake the feeling that the answers I seek are waiting for me. I reach room 7, heart pounding. The door stands slightly ajar, the dim light spilling into the corridor. I push it open, stepping inside. The room feels eerily familiar, untouched, yet charged with the weight of secrets. I approach the nightstand, scanning the space for any clue, any sign of what was hidden here. The laptop sits there, untouched. My fingers tremble as I reach for it, the key burning in my pocket like a beacon. I pull it out, examining the intricate design. It feels like it's alive with purpose. What do you unlock? I whisper to myself, feeling a strange connection to it. I insert the key into the lock on the laptop, the mechanism clicking open with a satisfying sound. The screen lights up, revealing a series of files and folders, documents labeled with names and dates, all too familiar. I scroll through the list, heart racing. Names I recognize: Mitchell Cohen, Eliza Winters, and more. Each name accompanied by reports, psychological evaluations, and data analyses. Suddenly, one file catches my eye. Subject 86. I click it open, adrenaline flooding my system as I read the contents. It's a culmination of everything: brain scans, profiles, and a detailed account of the proximity effect. But it's the last line that sends a chill down my spine. Final candidate. Proximity effect already observed in subjects 83 through 85. Projected success rate 94%. I stagger back, the implications crashing over me like a wave. They were using me. I was a pawn in a game I didn't even know I was playing. Just then, the door bursts open and staff members flood the room. I barely have time to react before they grab me, pulling me away from the laptop. "Let go of me," I shout, struggling against their grip. "Dr. Voss wants you in the vehicle, now," one of them barks. Panic surges through me, but beneath it lies a simmering anger. "No, I need to see the truth." "Enough." The staff member's voice is sharp, and with a swift motion, he injects something into my arm. Darkness starts to creep in at the edges of my vision as I feel my strength fading. "You don't understand," I gasp, fighting against the encroaching oblivion. "I have to." But my voice trails off, swallowed by the darkness as the world slips away. I wake again, this time to the sound of muted voices. I blink against the harsh light, trying to make sense of my surroundings. I'm in a different room, stark and clinical. The smell of antiseptic fills the air. I sit up, heart racing. "Diana?" I call out, but my voice sounds weak, distant. "Shh, you're safe now." A familiar voice soothes me, and I turn to see Dr. Voss beside me, her demeanor softer now. "Where are we?" I ask, panic threading through my words. "Somewhere safe," she replies, but there's an urgency in her tone. "You need to listen to me carefully." "Why? What's happening?" I demand, my pulse quickening. "There's still time," she murmurs, glancing at the door. "For you to choose." "Choose what?" "Your fate." She leans closer, her gaze intense. "You can be part of this, Kyle. You can help us understand the potential. Or," she hesitates, the weight of her words hanging in the air. "Or what?" I press, the uncertainty gnawing at me. "Or you can be another statistic, a subject discarded when the experiment fails." I swallow hard, the reality crashing down on me. "You mean, if I don't cooperate?" Dr. Voss nods, her expression serious. "Think of the implications. We could change lives, save lives, but we need your help." I lean back against the pillow, grappling with the enormity of the choice before me. "What if I refuse?" "Then you'll disappear," she says, her voice steady. "Like the others. We can't risk exposure. You've seen too much already." The weight of the key in my pocket feels heavier than ever. I glance down, feeling the pulse of its significance. "And if I cooperate?" "Then we can unlock doors you never dreamed possible," she replies, her voice laced with conviction. "You could be a part of something greater." In that moment, I realize the truth. I'm standing at a crossroads, and every choice I make from here on could alter not just my fate, but the fate of countless others. I look into Dr. Voss's eyes, searching for clarity. "What do I need to do?" She smiles, a flicker of relief crossing her features. "We'll start with the key. It's time to unlock the truth." As I sit there, the weight of my decision settles in. I'm no longer just a pawn in their game. I'm ready to take control of my narrative, to uncover the secrets hidden in the shadows of Purity Summit. And I will find Diana. I will expose the truth. The key is more than a mere object. It's a gateway to the answers I seek. With determination igniting my spirit, I prepare to step into the unknown, ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead. The game is far from over, and I'm ready to play.